Alright guys, welcome back to another Fortnite video, and in this one, it is time to go over a bunch of secrets that you might not know in Fortnitemares. And I'm talking about a secret that lets you get free legendary weapons in-game consistently, and it's seriously an awesome tip. Then we're also going to be going over things like secret things on the map, a little secret with like the main menu and stuff like that, and we're also going to be playing a little game that you guys can play along with this video. And we haven't done one of these in a while, so I think this is good timing. Gotta do one for Halloween. It is Halloween today. So yeah, if you guys don't remember how to play this game, you basically follow this thing right here on screen. So basically how it works is you watch through the video and you keep track of how many of the things you know, and then you compare that to this scale right here, which gives you a rank at the end of how much of a Fortnite expert you are. So again, keep track of how many you know, and I'll pull up this ranking sheet at the end again, but it should be a lot of fun. So yeah, if you do enjoy the video, be sure to hit that like button down below. Always helps me out so much. And on top of that, be sure to comment which is your favorite of the new Fortnitemares weapons. Is it the 6-shooter or the Fiend Hunter crossbow? That's a pretty interesting question, so I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. But without further ado here, let's jump on into it with the first secret I want to show you guys, and that is a secret that actually has to do with the map. We've got a few of these to go over, but this first one is still pretty fun because it has to do with the battle bus, and this is sort of an easy one to start it out here. But yeah, as you guys may know, in the past with the Fortnite map, there has been a battle bus location on the map itself. Like after the battle bus flies over, it supposedly lands here, even though you never really see it land. But the old location was right over here on this hill near Shifty Shafts. So if you go over there now, there's nothing there. There's like a little bit of a dirt patch, I think, where the bus used to be, to sort of signify that it was there originally, but it is no longer there. And that is because the bus actually moved on the map to another location, and you may know where this is, but it is near Lazy Links, sort of between Lazy Links and Leaky Lake. So if you go over there, you can see where the battle bus is now, and it looks pretty similar to the old one. It's just got like this longer patch of dirt behind it where, you know, the battle bus supposedly crashed into the ground, and that by itself is pretty funny. But there's also 2 chests, I believe. I'm pretty sure there's one on top of the bus itself and then one a little bit farther back behind it, similar to how it was when it was near Shifty Shafts. But on top of that, I believe they switched this up because this is pretty similar to how the battle bus landed in the trailer for Fortnitemares. I don't think it's like the exact same location, but you know, it's pretty similar, and that would make sense in general. So who knows if this will stick around after Fortnitemares? I think it would, but either way, it's a pretty interesting thing to know about. But after that, then we have another pretty interesting secret that we have to talk about. So this one doesn't have to do with anything on the map. It actually has to do with the main menu screen. So as you guys obviously know, they switched up the main menu as they generally do with special events, but this time it is the Halloween event menu. So you've got the gravestones behind the characters, you've got the spiders, the pumpkins, things like that, but there's also this very interesting thing in the sort of haunted looking house behind the characters. So if you haven't taken a close look at this, not only is it, I'm pretty sure, a unique house. I don't think we have this house in game, so maybe that itself is a little bit of a secret, especially with the pillar on the top left. But there's also this little guy peeking out of the window, which is pretty creepy. Now, some of us thought maybe this is a new character, but it's actually one of the old scarecrows from Fatal Fields. I just actually remembered that there were 2 types of scarecrows when they brought about like the soccer fields. If you remember that, there was like a weird little soccer field at Fatal Fields with the scarecrows kind of playing a game there, but this was one of those scarecrows. So it's funny that they brought it back in this main menu, but either way, it's pretty funny that there's some secrets even hidden in the menu, and I don't believe you can see this scarecrow on the map anymore. So yeah guys, but with that out of the way, let's move on to another thing that has to do with some map changes. And you know what, we have a couple of these that I'm gonna put back to back, but the first of which is a secret spot to find chests that I'm sure a lot of you probably don't know yet. In fact, I just found these out today, so I thought I might as well show them to you because they are pretty secret, and if you're going for loot, you gotta know where they are just so you guys know where to pick them up. But yes, this has to do with Fatal Fields and all of the changes there. We talked a little bit about some of these changes in a previous video, but we did not talk about some secret chest areas that you can find. So obviously they messed around and switched some things up with like the big red barn, the main house, obviously the cornfields, stuff like that, but there is also some secret chest spawns inside of these big towers that you can see on the north and west portion of Fatal Fields. So at first when I saw these, I just thought they were some interesting new decorations for Fatal Fields, but I did not know until recently that there's actually some chests inside of them. But yeah, as you can see here, I'm just going into replay mode to show you guys, but if you go inside of them, up into the sort of top portion, there is indeed a spot that a chest can spawn. And yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anybody go for these chests, so they're definitely a very good option to take if you're near Fatal Fields. fields. And on top of that, there's 2 of these. So if one doesn't spawn here, you can maybe go to the other one and possibly find a chest up inside of there. It's the same location, but both of these towers have the potential to spawn chests. So I definitely thought you guys should know about it. Now, on top of that, for the next sort of secret I want to go, again, we have talked a bit about the big changes on Fatal Fields in general in one of my previous videos, but some of the other things I thought you might not know yet is that one, this location over here with the sort of cornfield, obviously the other one is a corn maze, but this one is specifically a pumpkin face, or like a jack-o'-lantern face to be more precise. And maybe we did go over that in my previous video, but I'm pretty sure we did not talk about how there's even some chests that can spawn as like the eyes for the jack-o'-lantern, which is pretty funny in and of itself. On top of that, I also noticed that there's this clock right here near the corn maze entrance, and unfortunately it doesn't do anything cool like matches the real world time, but I still thought it was interesting that it actually is animated and moves about. On top of that though, I didn't show you last time this area right here, which is like the spider creepy thing. I don't even know what to call it, but this one is specifically spiders, and if you go through, there's some funny things like a teddy bear in a cobweb on the wall. There's also this big spider which has a couple teddy bears, one in like its claw. What would you call that? Spiders don't have hands, so I don't know what you would say there, but it's also like biting one of the teddy bears. It's pretty funny overall. But yeah, this whole area is awesome. I honestly love just landing here and exploring some of this stuff because there's so many interesting things to find. But yeah, guys, time to move on to the next thing I want to go over, and this is actually the specifics of the cube monsters, but like specifically the different variants and how they grant you shield and stuff like that. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So there are a bunch of different variants of these cube monsters, and I believe there is 5 different variants. There's the regular cube fiend, then the elite cube fiend, which is the skinny looking one but more purple and orange, and then after that you have the cube brutes, which is the bigger one, and you also have an elite version of that, which is the purple and orange version. And then on top of that you also have the mega cube brute, which I believe is the golden version, and that one does drop you loot, but that's not like the free legendaries thing that I'm talking about. That's coming up in a little bit here. It's different from the cube monsters, and I don't even know if mega cube brutes drop legendaries consistently. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But getting back to the cube monsters, yes, I believe there's 5 different variants. Now the cube fiend is the one that grants you 3 shield, and then it goes up to the elite cube fiend, which grants you 5 shield whenever you eliminate one. And also, if you didn't know, you can actually pickaxe the first one, the cube fiend. That's always fun to do. But then with the cube brute, that's always hard to say, you get 10 shield for eliminating them. Then for the elite version you get 15 shield, which is definitely quite a bit. And then for the mega one you get 20 shield for every elimination on them. So these are honestly a great way to get shield. I know I sometimes just take one of the fiend hunter crossbows and just go to town near one of the fragments and get a ton of shield stacked up. But yeah, if you didn't know, those are the exact details about how much shield you get from them. Keeping it going here with a real quick one that's pretty small but still pretty interesting that I thought was kind of funny. It has to do again with scarecrows. As you guys know, there's these scary looking scarecrows in Fatal Fields. I believe I've shown you this before in a separate video, but like they do look pretty scary, and some of them are set up like to circle around a teddy bear. They've also got like red eyes and stuff like that. They're pretty creepy looking. However, what I found pretty interesting about this is I believe that this is just a reskin of the old scarecrows that have this exact model with like the hat and stuff like that. And you may be wondering, why is that interesting? Well, because if you go to other areas of the map, the normal sort of, you know, cute looking scarecrows that used to be there are suddenly now these creepy ones, and it's kind of a funny thing to see. Now the main place I noticed this is the area that's sort of north of Flush Factory, but if you go there, this house right here used to have just normal looking scarecrows, I believe, but now since they're reskinned, they've changed to the creepy looking scarecrows, which is pretty funny because some of them are like looking out of the windows and they look a little bit scary. So yeah, I thought that was pretty funny, but let's move on here to the thing that I think is a really cool secret, and that is how to get free legendary weapons in game really consistently, which can definitely help you out in getting those wins. And when I say consistently, every time I've tested out doing this, I always get a legendary weapon or item. So it is an amazing trick, and it does specifically have to do with the Fortnitemares mode. You can't do it in the normal squads mode. You can't do it in Disco Domination. You need to specifically go into the Fortnitemares modes, because what you need to do is actually go and find a cube fragment. Now, one little catch with this is I'm pretty sure it only works with the large cube fragments. It doesn't work with the small ones, at least I believe. So just to be on the safe side, go for the large cube fragments to do this. But if you don't know how those spawn, they only really spawn at the corrupted areas, so make sure to land near those at the start of your matches. But once you find one of these large ones, again, it's the sort of pink glowing looking ones that are a lot bigger than the normal ones. But once you find one, you simply want to go and try to destroy it. The best way to do that is to sort of like run around it and pickaxe it a few times, then run away from the zombies a bit, then pickaxe it a few more times. Also, if you have like grenades and stuff stuff, that works really well at destroying the cube fragments, but you just want to keep working on that. As soon as you destroy the fragment itself, I'm pretty sure that it always spawns a legendary weapon. Like as you can see here, I got a heavy sniper from destroying the fragment, and you also get a few other things as well, which is definitely helpful. But on top of that, as you can see here is me destroying another one in the same match, and I get another legendary weapon. And then when I did it a third time and destroyed another one of these large cube fragments in the corrupted zone, once again I got a legendary weapon from it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure when you destroy these, they always spawn a legendary weapon or item. At least that's what's happened with me when I've tried to destroy these. So yeah guys, be sure to check that out and try it in game. It's a very awesome way of getting loot. But then for the final secret of this video guys, this one I don't know if it's specifically for Fortnitemares, but it's still pretty funny because it has to do with the battle bus, the newly reskinned version of it. And here's a very close look at it in theater mode. You may have not ever seen it this close, but there's some funny things about the battle bus that I figured I'd talk about. And again, I think these might be on the normal one as well, but they're on the Fortnitemares one too, so I think it counts. But like as you can see right here, the power thing says GG batteries and then like pro start, which I think is pretty funny. It's kind of referencing like maybe playing competitively or something like that. But then like for the other secrets that are on here, you've got a bumper sticker on the front that says free hugs, and it's a cuddle team leader. Again, a little bit creepy, but still pretty funny overall. And then for the final sticker, it's on the back. It's another bumper sticker, but this one says Greasy Grove or bust, which hey, I mean, you gotta go to Greasy Grove. Burger, I mean, come on. But yeah, again, I think these are on the normal battle bus as well, but either way, they're on the Halloween one too, so it's a pretty funny secret to know about. But yeah, guys, how many of those secrets did you know? Be sure to comment down below whatever rank you got, or if you're just having fun with Fortnitemares, stuff like that. But yeah, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to subscribe for more videos like this coming out in the near future. On top of that, you can check out some of my previous videos here, such as on the left, going through a bunch of update news, some of the stuff to do with tomorrow's update and some other stuff as well. And then on the right, another fun video I'm sure you guys will enjoy. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.